Hola, from the west side. It is me, DC, the Purple Diva, and welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Monday, y'all. I know I'm later than normal, but I am here. I hope you guys can hear me. I was having a little technical difficulties, but I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to go ahead and share me out so I can let folks know that I am here. Let's see if I can get this done. So let me just do that. Let's see. Come through. I see somebody's in the chat. Let me see. I cannot spell, y'all. I'm on live. Okay, I'm posted it, y'all. It's posted out there. Hey, DMV Diney. Hey, One is P. Thank you guys for coming on in. Let me turn the volume down on the live chat because I don't want it to be too loud or I'll hear myself. I'll hear myself in double time and I don't want to do that. Okay, so I've turned it down so I can't hear it on there. So how's everybody's Monday? How was your Monday? Hope you guys had a good Monday. I've actually started packing and stuff, getting everything done. I packed up bathrooms. Those are easy rooms to pack up though, you know. I haven't packed up completely one of the bathrooms, but I've packed up pretty much everything in the other bathroom. Now I've got to pack up the kitchen, the bedrooms, and the living room. Oh no, you didn't come at a bad time. Can you hear me? No, not at all, not at all. Hey, it's S&R family. Yes, you are new. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Yes. Well, we just are talking about seeing how everybody's day was today, and I'm telling people how I'm packing. So, you know, I was doing all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I think it was a good day. I learned some new stuff at work. I learned some new stuff at work today, you know, in this project that they have me on. So it's a pretty cool day as far as work. And I am doing some, you know, things around here that I needed to do before, you know, I vacated the premises so that I can, you know, leave it in an orderly fashion. But I'm really excited about some things that are coming up, you know, in real life. I'm really excited about the movie that I have had the pleasure of being a part of because I think it's going to really impact some people. It's it's got a mix of a lot of different things in it. You know, it's got, you know, the churches in it, you know, those of us who are believers. It has that in there. It has a family dynamic in it, dysfunctional, but yet still it has a family dynamic. And I'm just really excited about it it moving forward. Let me just look and see what you guys are saying. Hey, Matt, I didn't see you come in. So, it's going to be, I think that's going to be a really cool project. I have only heard, parts, the audio of my scenes. I haven't actually seen the scenes, but I've heard myself. I can't wait to actually get to see it, for myself. See if I'm a good actress or not. Yes, he is. He is the teacher, and, that's the thing that I hope that this movie does is it teaches, something about, family dynamics. Although the family in this particular production is a black family, really some of the things that they are going through, a lot of families could go through, you know, with um, grandparents being left to take care of their grandchildren. Because that doesn't just happen in black families, it happens in all different ethnicities. So, and then just dealing with parents who sometimes don't take their responsibility of being a parent the way that they should be taking that responsibility. So it just kind of goes into a lot of that stuff. And then there's going to be some other projects coming up, but, I'll talk about them once I know what I'm going to be doing in them. Because some of the projects that I'm going to be in are things that I did in the play version, but in the film version, I'm not going to be playing the same role. They're going to have me to play different roles. So I think that's going to be interesting. So doing all of this kind of creative stuff, even during this time of everything that's going on, it's helpful in keeping my mind sane, because I really think that this winter is going to be a rough one, at least for those of us in the United States, if things don't start to turn around, But I'm just trying to go with the flow and just remember whose I am throughout the throughout the entire process. Hey, uppity. But I was listening to some things. I don't know how many of you guys have gotten a chance to see that Meg the Stallion has finally said something about what happened. And there have been a lot of there had been a lot of hate from black females prior to her speaking out, which was really sad. And some of that dragging, so so to speak, of the victim was done by, some of black YouTube, some of whom I follow. Um, I was really disappointed in what they did, But let me say this before I move forward on this, so I don't forget about it. Shouts out to Femininity Overload, aka Femininity Overlord, which she has to be, for putting out a video today that was kind of like a short commentary, just pulling those snatches from some of those other YouTubers who talked really badly in regards to Meg. And, let me just say this. For what I know from personal experience, Black women, we don't tend to be believed when we are victims of domestic violence. You know, for some of us, it's not believed unless somebody ends up dead. Thankfully, that's not what happened in this situation. Um, Here's what I'm going to say also in regards to it. Even if she had put her hands on someone, which she says she didn't, and I tend to believe her in regards to that, that in no way, shape, or form means it's right for someone else to shoot her. And where they shot her, she could have bled out. Um, I heard on some of these commentaries, people wondering why she wasn't saying anything, saying his name, putting information out there. But you don't know what you would do in a situation like that when somebody shot you that you supposedly trust. You don't know what you would do. And really, she could have been in shock about the whole thing and just been in denial about what had happened. We really don't know. But she has spoken out. And, as someone who dealt with domestic violence, I'm going to say this, it is truly a sad thing that we aren't believed. I'm going to just say that because in my personal situation, I had family members who tried to defend the other person's actions. You know, now let's just say now for those of y'all who have seen me on camera and everything, I'm not a short woman. Okay, I am 5'9". I'm not the tallest one, but I'm not a short woman. Nonetheless, I would not be able to fight off a grown man who is football player size, because that's what I like. Shoot me for that, you know. And I can say that I didn't have a whole bunch of relationships in which that happened either. However, it did happen in the one that I was legally in. Um, and it's, for me, the reason why I'm no longer, with my son's father and have moved on in life. I forgave him, but DC is cool or anything else with him. Only thing I have to do is, because we do have a child together and because our child is an adult with autism, and he is not at the point where he is able to self-sustain himself and live independently. Therefore, I do have to have contact with his dad, because we together make decisions about something. Now, as far as where he lives, well, yeah, that falls on me because I am his primary caregiver. But yeah, it it was heartbreaking when to just hear women um, victim shaming and blaming Megan or Meg. I don't know what is her name. Is Meg the Stallion? Is her first, but is her real name Megan? I don't know. I don't want to say her name is Megan when it's not. Get a bad at worse. Well, let me just say, the first time a man tried to lay his hands on me, which was before the person who actually laid their hands on me, I pulled out a butcher knife. That's how DC rolls. Okay? Yeah, that's how I roll. So, yeah, that's why the marriage, because I didn't want to be on the 6 o'clock news. I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to have to go to jail when the easiest thing was just to get out of the relationship before, you know, anybody seriously got hurt, you know. And, you know, I don't know. I I won't share the full story. Maybe if one of these days, if I get a Patreon, like everybody else seems to be getting, I'll share a story like that on a Patreon. Cause that's a lot of, yeah, that's a lot, you know. But yeah, putting your hands on me is a deal breaker for DC. It should be a deal breaker for every woman, but it's not, unfortunately. You know, for me, I it was a different time, you know, and people weren't necessarily rolling with guns all the time. But this new generation, they do things a whole different way. That's right, Matt. I'm not kidding. Because the butcher knife incident, I was, how old was I? I was under 25. Show was. It was when I lived in South Central LA. I was living in South Central at the time, you know. But it was a college boy. It was a college boy that thought he was gonna put his hand on me. We'll just say it was one of those men in one of those Divine Nine organizations that thought he was gonna put his hands on me. And I'm laughing about it, but I wasn't laughing about it at the time. I was dead serious gonna go after him with that butcher knife. And if that incident had gone that way, I wouldn't even be here talking to y'all right now. I would probably still be in prison. I'm just saying. you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a gun yet, but you know, I wouldn't, you know, I hope I would never have to use that kind of protection. But see, then again, you know, I don't roll with those type of men that are gonna put their hands on me. That was isolated, you know. Um, I don't even know. I'll just say I should have probably seen the signs before I got married, but I didn't. I did not. But I was young. I was young, you know. Exactly, and that's what most real men do. That's what most real men would do. Walk away. I want. I try to, I tried to walk away. Trust me, I tried to walk away. I tried to walk away. Hey, Ray. But, but back to make the stallion. This is a young lady who, isn't she in college or something? Didn't she, you know, trying to get her career off the ground and everything. Um, I believe she just she lost her mom. She's still dealing with that, and she was around the wrong people. She trusted the wrong people. Point blank. Period. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is not the first time that this particular young man has allegedly done something to harm a female. It's not the first time. And I hope that she don't get back with him. She stays away from him. You don't need to be around somebody who gonna shoot a gun at you to get you to get back in the car. Where are his communication skills? Why does he need to use a gun to get a girl to get back in the car? And if you got to use a gun to get her back in the car, then you don't need to be with that female. Clearly, she don't want to be with you. If you got to use a gun, you got to shoot at her to try to get her back in the car. And I was really shocked by what some of the females were saying. And we ain't talking about little YouTubers. One of the ones in question was a huge YouTuber. And yeah, she had a disclaimer as her rationale was because Meg had not said anything, so was to drag her until she did. But that ain't right. That's not right. Because you can't make the assumption that she was protecting her abuser. And really, even if she had already had a conversation with the police, we wouldn't know quite that fast. I'm just saying. He's a chump, and he has a Napoleon complex, clearly, because Meg's a tall girl, and she's a beautiful young lady. I just hope that her self-esteem and her self-worth, that she understands that this is not what she needs. She needs to get far, far away from people like that. And she needs to reevaluate the circle of people she wants to have around her. Truly, she does. Because Tory Lane, yeah, okay. This ain't the first time that we done heard something crazy in regards to this dude. And her, I think. Isn't she the one who had a car shot up or something? Child. She make too much money to be doing this kind of stuff. I know she from Houston, right? She from H-Town. I don't, is this how they do it in H-Town? Is this how they? Is this how they roll? Is this how the women roll in Houston? I'm asking because I don't know. Oh, you think she must? He may. Hey, well, she might have. I mean, here's the thing. They've been not open about the fact that they were seeing each other. So now we're seeing that that they were seeing each other. But dude's a hothead, and although I love Chris Brown, and I believe he has moved past certain things in his life, let us not forget Chris Brown and Rihanna. Let us not forget this. Because no matter what that girl did, in that case again, too, we all saw what her face looked like. And again, back then with Rihanna, people were saying things to her, you know. Then she ended up getting back with him for a little while. Crazy. You know. Another one who has a lot of maturing to do. And he's somebody's daddy. He has a daughter. And we all know how he talks about black women. So I hope that Meg Thee Stallion is able to move on from this. That she don't go nowhere foolishly with some dude to some party. You know, I mean, from what I understand, Kylie was home in the bed when this incident happened. Why was Meg still there? I'm just, hey, Angel. Love you too. Thank you for coming, Angel. Sorry I had to jump out of your live stream today, but I had to jump on a call for work. So that's my question, Matt. What man's first reaction is to shoot a woman? What man is that their first reaction to pick up their gun and shoot? Why was the gun in his hand? Is the other question. You in the car. I don't know if he was driving. What was going on? I suspect someone else was driving and he was in the back and she didn't want to get in the back with him. And then she has messy friends. She got messy so-called friends. Everybody's been trying to get their 5 minutes of fame, giving their opinion about the situation. When really nobody knows what happened in that situation except Meg, Tori, and whoever else happened to be there, which from what we can see wasn't that many people. And you can clearly see from the video that this girl's feet were bleeding. And from what we understand, the bullet shot very close to arteries
blood vessels that have had, if they had been shot, she could have just bled out. And we would have been having a different conversation about domestic violence in this situation. It would have been a different conversation. And that's why I don't understand how these other women were out there, you making a joke out of it, blaming her, worrying about what was going on with him. Who the F cares? This woman was shot. I mean, I'm being just real. Who cares? She's good now. She's home. She's, you know, recovering. Hopefully she won't be walking with a limp for the rest of her life since she got shot in both feet. She's very, very fortunate, very blessed. Very blessed. Because she could be dead right now. She knows that too. So, hopefully this was her come to Jesus moment of the type of men she should not be dealing with. If that's the type of men she dealt with before, she gonna have to up her standards. She needs to be with a man who's not gonna do some crazy stuff like that to her. Why would you want to be with a man who could possibly take a gun out and shoot you? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be with a man who might rough you up? That don't make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You know, it just makes you wonder what's going on in this girl's head, because she's clearly not thinking clearly. And maybe she needs to be by herself for a little while. Concentrate on, I think she's in school, finishing her education if she hasn't already done that. And doing her music. This not what she wants. This could end very tragically for her if she keeps being around these types of people and letting these types of men into her life. Because clearly he's not right. He not rap right. He got some mental issues going on with him. You know? He got issues going on with him. He is not the man for her. You know? She was an upgrade for him, not the other way around. She better understand her worth. She better understand her worth. But I don't know, maybe she does, maybe she does now. You know, but I mean, it was a couple of celebrities that were in there, you know, shaming her. I ain't saying no names because, sorry, I'm not. You're not the, you know, your commentary was your commentary. It was your opinion, but you know, hey, I'm not, I'm not getting ready to fight no battles with you. And furthermore, I'm entitled to my opinion about your commentary. You know, it is what it is. Because I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I'm older than all of these young ladies who put out this crazy commentary. And my question is, have any of them actually been victims of domestic abuse or domestic violence? Because if they haven't, then, you know, shut the F up. Hey, Joe. That's what I'm saying. Dude has he got what, a Napoleon complex or something. Cause then he's some little short dude. What he what, 5'2", 5'3"? So he got a Napoleon complex. Shoot. See, Prince didn't have no Napoleon complex. He was a short man as well. But you didn't hear about him beating on women, shooting women. It's a punk ass move. It is. And any grown man doing that is acting like a boy. Now let me be clear. I know that domestic violence can go both ways. I know there are women out there that put their hands on men and try to trigger men into putting their hands on them. And, I ain't down with that. I'm not even down with that even a little bit.
Yes, I was beaten quite often.
Oh. Well, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm sorry that happened to you.
I think I need counseling.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out with that as soon as I get off of here. His career is done. It's done now. If it wasn't done before, because, dude, do you know what you just did? And I'm almost, I don't follow all of these people that closely or anything, but I will almost swear that there was a shooting incident with a car getting shot up, or was that or was that one of the city girls? Am I mixing them up? Am I mixing them up? Am I showing my age? But I know his career is done. But I keep track of this stuff because these kids are my son's age. And he listens to this stuff. Autism or not, his favorite singer is Beyonce. So when Meg Thee Stallion did that remix with Beyonce on there, he was all over it. He was all over it. But yeah, no. Tory done. He need to be looking for some legal counseling right now. He needs an attorney. He gonna need one. Because she needs to they need to send him to jail. Oh yeah. But yeah, his career is done. You know, it's done. You know, you hate to start a, and then they call the cops. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's I know that there are females that will do stuff and threaten to call the police, will call the police. I know that there are many black men out there who have been falsely accused. But then there are just as many who did do something and the woman didn't say anything because they were afraid or because they didn't think that anyone would believe them. So, I don't happen to be one of those females. Let me just tell you that. DC is not one of them. You know? Now, of course, did I go around, broadcasting it to the whole world, talking about it all the time? No, I did not. But the only person in my immediate family that did not know anything about my ex-husband was my father. And he still doesn't know to this day. And unless he happens to come on and listen to my YouTube. Because I didn't want my daddy to go to jail. So, yeah, I didn't tell him. He didn't know. He may have suspected, but he didn't hear from me. And I advised my ex-husband that it was probably in his best interest not to tell my father either. That's what I told him. So, unless he stupidly, foolishly told my dad, my father doesn't know. Because I know neither one of my siblings would do that. Yeah, they weren't. You know. And I'm pretty sure my dad doesn't know. Unless they like Big Shirley on Martin. You so stupid, Matt. Big Shirley on Martin, yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, they was always talking about Big Shirley. But they was never trying to show you what Big Shirley looked like. That's what was funny. And then it was what was it, Bruh Man? Yeah, Bruh Man was on there too. I remember Martin. I used to like that show. I was supporting my homeboy, but no more Martin. But I hear you know, eventually we'll get to see Bad Boys 3. That's coming up. Hey, Tatted Hearts. But yeah, the way that women talked about Meg the Stallion for days. For days they were talking about this girl. Since the incident happened. And this is what happens when the person who is the victim of domestic violence is a black woman. I guess Because we haven't had a burning bed incident, y'all ain't gonna take us seriously. I mean, but you done seen some crazy stuff happening with other people reacting. But, with us, that's not usually the way that we react. Me personally, I was done. I didn't leave, he left. You know? And I didn't let him come back. And here's the kicker. We split up right in the middle of we were purchasing our first home together. I still got the house. I just got a different house. And it was the house for me and my son at that point. But I'm just looking at the chat, y'all. I'm just looking to see what you guys are saying in the chat. You worried about hot grits. Yeah. Al Green. Al Green, no. But that was a different situation. I think he was cheating or something. Yeah, when a woman's fed up, there's a thin line between love and hate. That's what that was. That was a thin line between love and hate. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think he was cheating on her. So that was a woman scorned. But those hot grits, yeah, that's one of the ways. That's one of those old school ways of dealing with it. Pouring some hot grits on them. Think about it. And then didn't Tyler Perry use that in one of the Medeas? Use that in one of the Medeas. It was which one was it? I can't remember which one it was in, but it was in the one where one of her like nieces was getting married. Was it in Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Was that the one it was in? I think that's what it was in. It was in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Yeah, that's the one it was in. Because Blair Underwood. Man, I hate that they always had Blair playing those roles. And I hear in real life, Blair is a sweetheart. I hear in real life, he is a sweetheart. But yeah, it was in. Oh, was it in the family reunion? It was in one of those ones. Let me think. Yeah, it wasn't the family reunion one. It was in the one after Diary of a Mad Black Woman, because this was the continuation. Because she was the one that was in that one was Medea's niece. and these are her cousins or something. Child, y'all. Anyway, y'all know it was in one of those. The one where the girl was married, because I know Blair Underwood was the one who got the hot grits thrown on him. I do know it was Mr. Blair Underwood. It was his character. I remember that. Yeah, we know Tyler stole that from the Al Green incident. Even though we know that was something that black women did at a time in our history. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of this stuff that happens with us, including the domestic abuse and everything, I know people, think it's a joke when we blame everything on the plantation, but it's real, y'all. It is so real. That post traumatic stress is unfortunately like in our DNA, coming to us from our ancestors. Um, and then all of the stuff that because y'all got to remember, there was a time going back just to last century where it was acceptable for men to put their hands on women. It was acceptable. People turned a blind eye to it. And it went across all races in all countries. It wasn't just here. It was everywhere. It was just, and I believe that was the way it was for centuries. Now, of course, certain types of men thought that it was beneath them to put their hands on women, and they thought it was undignified. But you know, y'all think about the Jackie Gleason show when he said, just one more time, talk about, just they made a joke out of it, you know, but just think about if that was how he was really treating his wife, which is the way many wives were treated back then too. Exactly. Keep that woman in check. You better keep your girl in check. You better control your woman. That's the way it was. That's the way it was. I mean, we definitely are in a patriarchal society, whether we like it or not. No matter how they make it, but of course, it's patriarchal because to not necessarily in our race. But yeah, it was about control, you know, and especially if they were married. Especially if they were married, you know. That's why the marriage vows used to be written the way that they were written. To love, honor, and obey. And many women had a problem with that one, you know. But see, the real thing is that if you have a husband who is not putting his hands on you, who is loving and cherishing you, then a woman doesn't have a problem, you know, submitting to that household. You know, that's the way that God meant it. But man had a different way of putting that in. But nobody can tell me anywhere in any holy writings where it advocates for men beating on women. I know they have laws that talk about certain things, like, I mean, we know that in the ancient, Jewish laws, the ancient Hebrews had laws in regards to women who were adulterers being stoned. Nothing about the men, you know? So, there's been many ways that women have been abused over the centuries. Uh, oh, to keep her under control. Yeah, Mr. Beat silly to keep her under control. Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. It's like it was embedded. It was a thing that was culturally acceptable, and it didn't matter what color you were. It was acceptable for men to beat their wives, their woman, their mistress, all of the above. But it's a new day and it's a new time. We do not want to be dealing with these cases of abuse. And we all know that during this time where people have been locked in homes, that domestic abuse has gone up. And many people have been trapped in the home with their abuser. And so then you look at Meg Thee Stallion, and I'm just gonna say this. If this dude shot her in the foot, that we know of, do you think that that's the first time that he did something to her? Do you think that that's the first time that he did something to her? And if that is the first time that he did something to her, and that's what he does, let me just say it to you like this, y'all. There's like no way in hell. There's no way in hell that I would stay with some dude. Um, you know, I just wouldn't. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Yeah, we can remember back all of that stuff, that Alice Walker wrote in The Color Purple. But that was real. That was some women's real experience back during that time. And that was a lot of women's real experience for a long period of time. To be perfectly honest, that is still some women's experience now. So let me come on camera so you guys can see me. I'm gonna get on off of here. 1 second, let me put on the camera. Y'all know David's getting ready to come over here. Let me just come on camera. Hey, you guys. Let me move because he's trying to sit in here. Let me move. All right, come on. There you go. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, they see you. Okay. Okay, I love you. All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, y'all know that he likes to do that on the camera so you guys can see it. Hilarious. But I'm gonna get out of here. I thank y'all for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Got some packing to do. I will be back hopefully tomorrow. But until the next time, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Continue to stay safe, y'all. Stay safe. You know, wear your mask when you're around other people that do not cohabitate with you, including family members. It's real. All right, y'all. Peace. What is this thing doing? There we go. I don't know what is it doing. Won't let me out. It won't let me out.